So I used to make a lot of videos, and I never even thought about it. I used to just upload them, and usually most of the time I actually never used to watch them again. Um, there was a lot of self-conscious issues. Um, I even I turned off notifications for everything on YouTube because I didn't want to I didn't want to see the negative comments, because at the time I couldn't handle them. And then as my life got more and more endangered by my health, um, and then the Reddit page went up, I lost it because I had never seen such cruelty before. And I'm ashamed to say that I allowed, stupid trolls sitting behind their computer uh, to affect the way I live my life. And then as I went through my feeding tube and the TPN, and then onto my withdrawal of the benzos, because you guys know I used to take a lot of Xanax and Klonopin, that put me in a very weird place where for years following the withdrawal, I didn't have any confidence. I had nothing but anxiety, stress, and paranoia. And it's been a journey because I'm trying every day to push myself to get out of my own way. I used to think muscular dystrophy was in my way. Had nothing to do with it. I screwed up my life way more than muscular dystrophy could have ever. And it's been really difficult for me to feel comfortable in my own skin. Another thing that happened over the course of my withdrawal is I went into an obsession over my skin. I developed melasma, and it was a result of not taking care of my body, once again, and not wearing sunscreen. And my mother always, laughs at me because I'm all or nothing. I either do way too much or nothing at all. And I'm trying to find a balance in my life, but as a result of the melasma and my self-conscious issues, I decided to stay away from the camera altogether. And it's not that I need the camera, it's not that it's important for me, but it helps me to get out of my own shell. It helps me to get out of my comfort zone, to connect, to reach out, to post things, to interact with the world. And there's been a lot of growth in the last couple months for me. I'm forcing myself to not care about any melasma or anything on my face, because I've come to the conclusion that as much as I might care about the way I look, I don't ever have to look at my face. And most of the other people don't even notice it, which is weird. But I've also changed my diet. I have gone vegan in the last 3 weeks, actually. Tried to cut out all meat and fish, even though I love sushi. I am taking vitamins. I am, sleeping better. I am just... I'm continually being born again. And in this next stage of my life, where I would like to take my life and really make it everything I've always wanted it to be, by being financially self-sufficient. So I've been pretty much preparing myself mentally and physically to push myself out into the world, because I do want to tell my story. I do want to get out there. I want to make money. I want to help people. I want to help myself. I don't want to be a handout. I don't want to get checks every day from the government. It's a wonderful help. And to be honest, I don't know what I would have done in the years past had I not had the support, but that's exactly why we have what we need in our lives. We either have help because we need it, or we don't have help because we need to rely on ourselves. And now that I'm healthy, not eating out of a tube, not sick on the toilet all day long, not 78 pounds anymore, I feel like if I don't do something with my life, I'm just being fucking lazy. And I used to not think that a disabled person could be lazy. That was part of my way of, not admitting to myself what I was, but I'm a really freaking lazy person. And, I used to smoke a lot, and I stopped 4 days ago because as much as I like being comfortable, growth doesn't come when you're comfortable. And my stomach will adjust. I will adapt. My body's healthy now. I'm not the sick person that I used to be, where I need to constantly medicate, because all it does is really keep me in a fog. And I might have been able to function and do everything while smoking in the past, but I don't think I can prepare a presentation to deliver around the world if I'm just cloudy all the time. And in the days that I've not been smoking, I've been writing down things, doing research, putting together quotes, putting together points and topic ideas, and really preparing my story for the world. As you guys know, I did a course with Sean Stevenson. He's an incredible guy. And even after the course, even after 6 months of intense studying and going down to Arizona and practicing, and, I was really self-conscious about showing my face, as stupid as it sounds. I've battled with self-conscious issues my entire life. I used to hide. I used to leave class before everybody else did, and I used to get in there before everybody else did because I didn't want to be seen walking. I didn't want to be seen and risk the chance of getting made fun of. And a lot of those issues came back, like I said, when I went through the withdrawal, which is 3 years ago, but I have a feeling I'll be healing for the rest of my life. What else has been going on? One of my more popular videos hey Sadie, one of my more popular videos that I made was about me getting off my benzos, and I'm really happy to say that I've been able to contact and stay and help a lot of people through their struggle. People write to me. On average, there's about 5 or 6 people a week that write to me. And as a result of that, I've met some incredible people, become friends with a lot of them. I've actually started life coaching as well. And I only have one client, but starts with one. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful to be able to add value to my life and add value to other people's lives. And I'm just a little bit scared, but I remember when I left Jersey, I was scared of California, but I was more scared of dying in New Jersey, alone, without love, without friends, without career, without any of that. And I had to take a big risk, and as a result of that risk, I have met so many incredible people. I've had incredible experiences. I've lived a dream. But when I lay in bed at night, I have visions of me telling my story. And I know that if I'm thinking about it, I have to do it. Because if I'm literally dreaming of it before I go to sleep in my mind, just daydreaming, of what I'm going to say and what I'm going to talk about and what jokes I'm going to tell, what stories I'm going to tell. It's, the things that are on our mind the most usually are the things we want the most. And I don't want to deny myself the chance to make a big difference in a lot of people's life and a huge difference in my own. I mean, I could literally work traveling around the world, telling my story, live wherever the hell I want to without restrictions from Social Security, make unlimited amounts of money. I could do coaching, I could do speaking, I could do anything. I mean, I even bought a website, musculardystrophymentor.com, because one of my dreams is to make myself available to be there for kids with muscular dystrophy, kids that are freaking lost and confused and don't know what to do, don't know who to turn to. It can be really scary growing up with an illness. Those of you that have something, doesn't have to be muscular dystrophy. And those of you that don't, it's just hard, period, growing up in this world, because there's people we want to please, there's expectations people have of us, fears, doubts, insecurities. But you have to get out of the comfort. And that's the thing, is I knew that as I got healthier and healthier, I was getting more and more comfortable and more used to all this help and people coming in and caretakers. And although I don't always have steady help, it's very comfortable for me because I know someone's coming. And there's something about being comfortable that bothers me. There's something that just gets on my nerves and makes me want to just fucking scream. Because I'm not happy just fucking settling. And none of you should. I mean, there's people in 9-to-5 jobs that are miserable. There's people who don't think anything else is possible. And I've been there. I've given up on myself too. But we all need to just focus on what we want and find someone who can inspire you to do more. Get a mentor. The most important thing I ever did with my life was get a mentor, and the first one I got was by accident. I've told some of you guys this story, but it was a guy named Bob. And Bob stole his parents' credit card, flew to Hawaii with his brothers, dove in the ocean, paralyzed himself on his very first dive into the ocean. And instead of feeling sorry for himself like I did for many, many years of my life, Bob went back to Hawaii, lived alone for 30 years. And he said it was the best time of his life. And I met Bob when I was in that really low place in my life. And, they say when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And it's so true. But you also have to be ready to risk everything for what you really want. Because instead of dreaming it, you're better off doing it. And I can't tell you how satisfying it is to be able to help people and see them change their life and see them turn things around. And that's what we should be for everybody. This is a really, really screwed up world right now, especially with what we got going on in politics. We all need to be there to help each other rise up to be the best people we can be. That's the only purpose of life. That's the only reason that any of us should be really here, is to connect, to help, to love, to grow, to expand. And to love yourself, because in a world where we tend to want to make everybody else happy, it's a waste of time, because you can't make everybody happy. fact that not a lot of people aren't going to like you. There's a ton of people that don't like me. There's even some people that absolutely hate me. But I don't really care anymore. I really don't. How other people feel about me is irrelevant at this point in my life. I'm living for the good shit right now. And yeah, I want to thank you guys for continually supporting me and being there for my life. And I'm sorry I disappeared. One of the things that I want to do to push myself to get back out there is to make a lot more of these videos. And I want to thank the few people that have sent me messages saying, "Where you been, man? Where are you?" I've been in my head. And I'm trying to get out of there and never go back. It's a miserable place in there. And that's another one of the reasons I stopped smoking, because that little voice didn't shut up. And I can control that voice when I'm sober. Will I ever smoke again? Maybe. I don't need to put myself to such strict rules anymore, because I don't have anything to prove to anybody. I'm proud of myself for saving my own life, fixing my stomach, getting myself off all of the drugs, the benzos. I'm really proud of myself. I've come a long way, and I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go so much further that one day I'll forget about these days. And it'll just be a chuckle and a memory away. But I'm going to start being true to who I am and who I need to be in the world, which is a source of power and a source of inspiration, because everybody needs a helping hand every once in a while, including myself. But it's time to be serious. So I think that's going to wrap it up for today. Sorry for the... Actually, no, I'm not sorry. I was going to say sorry for the drawn out video, but those of you who will watch. Those of you who don't. And if you're interested in doing coaching with me, please send me an email. My email is mike@mikeywheels.com. I'll put a link in the description. I'd love to work with you. I'd love to help you find out what's really possible for yourself. And if you're watching this around the world, I hope that Thanks, Sadie. I hope to be in your town, in your city one day, and speaking, meeting you guys, sharing stories, sharing life. I'm excited. There's a lot of people that I already communicate with around the world that I can't wait to meet in real life one day. So I love you guys. Thank you for watching and supporting me. I'm going to try to see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to try to do this every day. That's my challenge for myself, is to make a video. It might not be this long, but I'm going to do it. All right. Got to stop looking at the screen. It's so hard. All right, guys. Have a great night. Take care.